Yes.
All righty. Okay, so there's gonna be classes weekly, starting this week, all the way through September. They're all gonna kind of be over the same basic principle, how to connect Command to Docusign, and then how to send files for signatures and how to upload them back into Command. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna show you how to connect your Command account to Docusign. Okay, so I'm gonna need to move everybody down a little bit. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up here to your profile button, and you're gonna scroll down to settings. And Docusign should be within these settings somewhere. Okay, mine is already connected. So what you're gonna do is there's gonna be a button right over here for connect account or get connected. You're going to click on this button and let me, do you know if I do yours? Okay. I'm going to log into Melanie's and show you how to do it on hers. And if you can't remember this, just hit that. Or here, I got you. There you go. Okay, perfect. First try. Look at you. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it on Melanie's because I'm already logged on to mine. Okay, so you're going to go over here to settings. And DocuSign will be right around in here somewhere. It's usually under the digital signature and transaction section. And so you're going to hit connect account. All right, so it's going to already pull over your preferred name, last name. You can change this. And it's, okay, and it's also going to pull over an email address. You can, of course, change this email like Melanie wants to.
And then but just do one more at AOL.com to active. The big ones at AOL.
Okay, I recommend using the same email address that your command is connected to. Most people's is your MyKW email, but if you wish to have a separate email, have at it. Okay, so then you're going to hit send registration email. Okay, so it should just send to your email. So it'll send to your email, you'll open it up, and it should have like an authorized, let's see what Melanie says. Okay, as soon as you get the email, it should have authorize or confirm in that email. You'll click on it, and you should then be able to choose your password. I also recommend using the exact same password that you use for your command login. Alrighty, so we'll get Miss Melanie to do hers. Do I need to do anything today? Does it say authorize? Yes. So you'll click accept invite. Yes. Okay. So now I do my password. Do I do it in here? Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. So as soon as you hit accept, it's going to ask you to put in your password. Again, I recommend that it is your command password. That way everything already stays connected. You can remember it. And she'll let me know as soon as she does that.
the agreement.
What was that, Melanie?
Accept the agreement. Once you do that, it'll send you a thing and it says accept agreement.
Okay, so once you type in your password, then you click accept agreement, and then you should be able to click this blue authorize button. And it will pop up right here. That's where you're gonna go in and you're gonna type your password into Docusign. This will establish that connection with Command so that you will not have to log in every single time. Thank you. Alrighty, so now Docusign is connected within this account. So I know that's kind of a crazy way of showing you how to connect that, but once it's connected, it will have it right over in here. It will say it's one of your connected apps. Now when you go to your opportunities, I'm just going to click on this one if that's okay. Okay, so now when you go into this opportunity, you will be able to click on the Start Transaction button, and it will automatically take you into Docusign. So I'm going to hop into mine because I don't want to create random stuff within Melanie's command.
Well, Melanie just got a free setup basically out of this video.
Yeah, I know, right?
That was a smart move, Melanie.
We didn't say.
Okay, so now when you click on opportunities, and I have a bunch of just random tests one in here. Let's see. So we're gonna just click on this one. We're gonna scroll over to documents. As soon as I hit start transaction, that is going to automatically direct me into Docusign. So now I have to log in because I logged out of Melanie's and into mine. So I will do that.
So it is, you do have to go start transaction in documents.
Correct, yes. Yes, you can do it the other way, but it's not, the connection is not as seamless as it is this way. So just always create the opportunity, then go into start a transaction that way. Do not go directly to Docusign to start the transaction, because then that connection will not work
No,
as
but I mean,
seamlessly as
you
it
have
does here.
in documents to start the transaction, that'll tie it into DocuSign, right?
Correct, yes. Okay, so now we are within Docusign. So all I did was I hit that start a transaction button right over in here, and it automatically put me into here. So Docusign, one of the cool things about it is that it automatically pulls over the details that you have in your opportunity. So since you have to, like when you create your opportunity, you have to have the contacts in there to be able to create that. It is automatically going to pull your people that is tied to that specific opportunity over into this room within Docusign. So you don't have to do any of that. It automatically does this. So I have my sister right here as a buyer. There's her cell phone number. Everyone feel free to call her, blow her up. And there's her email address.
So, hey, Morgan, I got a quick question on that, because I'm learning, I haven't looked at this specific piece of it. So basically, like you enter somebody in command, and you put their cell phone, their email,
Yep.
and all that stuff.
Yep.
So then when you take that person, let's say they do actually buy something, and you move them to the opportunities, and you create a Docusign room, all that information is already there.
Correct.
So you're not having to like re-input a bunch of that. Whatever you put in on the front end of command
Yeah.
is basically already in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, so unlike dot loop where you then have to go in and add them in, this already does it for you. So once you've added them into your contacts and created the opportunity with them, you won't have to add them into anything else again. They're already in here. So right up here, this kind of mimics the same little headers as it does within command. So that's also pretty cool. So right over here in the Documents tab, so Sydney is a buyer, so we're going to add some buyer docs. So let's just add our RECAD and our buyer's agency. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna scroll down to Docusign forms. You can also upload documents from any other source if you have special documents you like to use. We're gonna go Docusign forms. Some people have an additional screen that pops up that asks if they want to brand their files with different logos. There's gonna be a no option right down here at the bottom, so you just click no and it will immediately take you right to this screen. So right here, you'll just select where you want the forms to come from. I always leave it at library, and then you have these two folders that you can choose from. So these TAR folders are folders that, these are documents that have come directly from TAR. They don't have any of our branding on them. They are just strictly forms. The KW1007, these are market center forms, so they do have logos on them. A lot of the documents sit in both folders. So like you can find the contract within either one of these folders. There's the contract right here for a residential purchase. And you can also switch in between these if you can't find the specific form that you need. So right now, I'm just going to do a recap and a buyer's agency just because those are simple. We'll just hit add. And as I hit add, those documents are going to go ahead and they're going to pop up right here within my room. Alrighty, so this is how I know that this is the room for Sydney. It pulls over the exact same opportunity name that you have in command to make it easier. So then if we switch over to the people, it already, you don't have to mess with any of these. This will say your name. These automatically are added onto there. So envelopes is where you will go to send and receive documents. So if I need to send that recap and that buyer's agency agreement to Sydney for signatures, I'm going to go to the envelopes tab, create new right here. And I'm going to choose those documents that I put in that room. That way we are sending the ones that are specific to her. They will pop up right here. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add my recipient from the pre-tagged roles within that room. So it's going to automatically know that we need a buyer's agent and one buyer. So I'm going to add myself and I'm going to add Sydney. If you had multiple buyers, it would of course recognize that and it would have buyer 2, 3, 4, 5, however many. So we're just going to click add selected. Then we see this pop up right down here. So what's cool about Docusign is you can actually choose the order in which you would like your clients to sign specific documents. So if you need the husband to sign before the wife does, or if you want both of them to sign kind of at the same time, it doesn't really matter. You can change these numbers to say, okay, this person has to sign before it will send to this person.
What if you have, are you able to add the other side of the transaction people so that if they need to initial or sign something, you can add them to sign after, like another agent or a document?
You could, I would recommend uploading that document and then doing it, not necessarily sending it out this way. So I can show you that way here in just a minute.
You would have to upload it because it would come from the linker, so it wouldn't be an automated form.
Right,
in a lot of
but,
cases.
so you can, and this might be jumping ahead, but you can add somebody from the other side of the transaction, no matter if it's FHA. So it's what I'm really trying to say. That's an
Yes,
example.
you can add somebody right down here by the email address and send it to them for signatures. Okay, so I have me assigned, I have Sydney assigned. I'm gonna send it to where both of us get it at the exact same time. That way, whichever one wants to sign first, they can. You can scroll down and send a nice little message. Please sign, wonderful. All right, so then we'll scroll up and we'll hit next. So right here is going to lay out those documents so that we can make sure that they look good before they're being sent. Okay, so if we look right over here, we can see on this recap that there are nice little tabs. So what Docusign does is for each individual, it color codes their name so that they know where to sign. So for instance, I'm the first one that pops up, so all of my fields are gonna be yellow. If I click over here on Sydney, all of her fields are gonna be blue. That way, when we scroll down to the bottom, this is where your yellow signs and this is where your blue signs. So, and this is exactly how they would receive it. Theirs would be blue or purple or green, whichever one it chooses to assign. It is a specific color. And then as long as it looks right, you can still edit and move these around if you don't like the way they look.
And they won't be able to assign any other color than their own, correct?
Correct. Correct.
And Morgan, this is probably getting heavy, just a quick question. Basically, let's just say that you do upload a non-tar, non-KW form, or maybe you need to drop a text box or something somewhere in an existing form. Is that toolbox over there to the left? Can you just drag and drop text into the?
Yes. So like the buyer's agency agreement, you will have to specify what, like the duration of this agreement. So I'm the agent, so I'm going to click on me as I'm the one editing the document. So if I need to add a text, I can just click and drag this out to here, type in that date range, or I can click and add, let's see, where's the date? I can type in this date. And if I don't like it, I can click on it and delete it. Just hit delete. You can also double click within that field to start typing. Or you can type over here in this text box. Either way, the same text goes within this field. Like I said, if you don't wish for it to be there, you can just delete it. So as soon as you're done editing your documents how you please, like I said, these down here will already be ready to go. So if I needed to assign something to my buyer, I could. If I needed her to, let's say, initial a specific spot, I can just drop an initial field for her to initial right there. And it's blue, it's assigned to her.
That's so much easier than any transaction software.
Yeah, you don't have to go down, click, and physically assign each field.
Yeah.
Anything that you need for them to sign, it automatically does that. So
Got a
that's,
question on the editing side. So she's blue, she's the buyer. She has the ability to change text, add text.
no, she only has the ability to sign.
Okay. But
You are
it doesn't
editing
have it
this.
there. That's what I want to clarify.
Yes, she does not see any of these
Okay.
fields. These are only for agent side. So you will see all of these fields before you send the document. Because if we go back here, her only option is needs to sign.
So
She cannot edit forms.
those blue boxes that say text, if you need them to sign something, you're changing something like crossing out XYZ and adding the blue, do you add a blue box for them?
You
Or
can
you do
add
it
the
in
blue
your
box so
side.
that they recognize it. And then the blue initial box, but they can't edit what's in that box.
So will they see your yellow edit box? If you, as the buyer's agent, is changing something on a contract or on an
Yes.
agreement,
Mhm.
does it have to be in their color for them to sign or in?
It has to be in their color to initial, but if you're just making like a cross through on a contract, like removing a contingency or something, it can be in either color as long as the initial field that they need to sign is in their color.
And they can see
Yes.
any color.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they can.
What I'm seeing here, Morgan, is basically, I mean, it's kind of like the colors are almost just as much for us as for them, so that we can keep up with, like when you go up there to the top left, basically like you can switch back and forth so you know who you're adding the initials for, and they'll show up in different colors. So it's like
Correct.
it's just as much for us to see that we're dropping signatures for everybody, just the same as like them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it also has blue text, so that's why I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that if it's something for that person to sign, it doesn't have to be in their color, even though they can't make the change.
No, yeah,
So why
correct.
is that even there? That's why, like, that, to me, is like, there's maybe a purpose for that.
A lot of it is just so that they can see any edits that are made apart from the original text of the document.
Which would be your yellow edits
Yeah,
in this case.
but you can see anybody. So like if I make a blue edit, no, like Sydney, she's not the only one that can see that blue edit. The color distinctions, so the color distinctions are only for when you're signing documents. So Sydney won't see yellow, my yellow sign box.
Right.
Only I will see my yellow sign box.
And I was just wondering what this is going. in a
The
rabbit hole, but-
significance is like Nathan said, when you're making the document, okay, so Morgan is editing the document, so I'm gonna be the one to add text.
Mhm.
Sydney can't add text,
Right,
because all she can do is sign.
but when you're in the blue, which is Sydney, she's got a blue text box, but you're saying she can't do that either.
Yeah, she can't create text, she can only sign the document,
So when do
even
you
if
use
it's
the
in
blue
blue.
text?
Probably for like other forms of documentation, like banking, I would imagine. We don't particularly use it necessarily. I mean, if it is something that you would need her to see, like specifically, you would probably email her that instead of putting it on the document. Because like, you can't like hide text on
Right,
this document. So for me, I would use this as, okay, I'm the agent, I'm yellow. Sydney is the buyer, she's blue. So any changes to this document, I'm gonna make them blue. Just so that I know that these are changes for their document. And I would send them. Either way, when you send it, any text that it's, so even if I go up here and I put yellow, whatever, like sign, whatever, sign July. Okay, so even if I put that on here and press send, she can still see it. The color coding is only for the person editing the document. It doesn't have anything to do with the person signing the document. It's only for the person editing. So like if you're editing, it's just easier for you to see who signs, like who's what. So like I know I'm
Different
here,
colors, I get that.
blue is
I used
here.
to use Docusign, but that just, to me, that blue text box then not necessary.
Probably not. I mean, it's
All I
just
need to
this,
know.
yeah, it's just the same in dot loop, like the text box, like anybody can see it. And nobody has to physically sign in that box or for that box. It's just there. Docusign just does everything by color coding.
But we're not required to put blue in blue. As the agent, we can put everything in yellow except for the other.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. So I'm gonna just delete this out. Everything looks good. Everything looks good on the buyer's agency agreement. Great, great. Then I would just hit send. Alrighty, so it does recognize that I need to sign, so it will prompt me to go ahead and sign. Or I can go into my email and sign. So you can do that. You can, like right here, I can just click on it, click sign. It'll open up where I need to sign. I'm going to hide this box because it's in my way. Okay, so I'm just going to hit continue, hit start, and it's going to prompt me where to sign, adopt and sign. That's very similar to the way it is in Docusign. Great, great, hit finish.
And that's how it look for them when they sign it?
Exactly. Mhm.
Okay.
So now it just says that I'm waiting on Sydney. If I open this, it will let you know who's already signed it. It will also let you know if they have viewed it. It will have a little eyeball right here and it will say viewed. But until they signed, it won't say signed. So for argument's sake, let's just say that everyone has signed their forms. Everything's great. Now I need to put them in command. Okay, so we're just going to click on command. What's really neat is I can hit sync transaction, hit update. If I go over here to add file, it's gonna ask me where I wanna add my file from. I'm gonna click on Docusign. I only have 2 documents within that room in Docusign, so both of them pop up right here. So I can click on one, click assign, so I'm on the recad, so I can click the recad, hit assign, and it's automatically there. I don't have
You do
to.
both at the same time?
If you hit attach multiple files, I already have the recad in there, but you can click on Docusign and it will have a drop down menu of what you need to attach. Just hit attach and you can upload everything at one time and then submit that folder. And you can do the exact same through all 3 of these. I'd already played in here earlier, that's why that says approved. And you would do the exact same thing for all 3 of these folders. And once everything is done, same thing, submit to MCA or submit to MC, like good, and everything else is the exact same. So that keeps you from going into .loop to do all of your documents, then into command to upload them, and all that good stuff.
She's not in. Would you like to leave a message?
Somebody.
Click all the boxes, Morgan. And then Morgan, go to stop share for a second.
Okay, I sure will.
Right here.
And then go down to participants.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
And then go up top and then.
Yes.
Go right, all the way.
No, I'll give her the message. I'm actually on a Zoom meeting,
All right.
Then go up.
but I will forward that info. Bye-bye.
Here. Right here.
There you go. Click, go right here, and mute. So you can mute everybody from right there. Because sometimes every now and then, people don't know that they're unmuted. And so you can like keep everybody muted. There you go.
Okay. All right, so that's really kind of everything in a nutshell, like connecting your account to sending documents to uploading them into command. That's really kind of everything. Guess we can kind of unmute everyone and kind of see if anyone has any questions. I guess the same way I could probably unmute everyone.
They can unmute themselves for a question.
Okay, yeah, does anybody have any questions about it? Yes, no, maybe so.
Not right now.
It's not looking like it.
Until we get in there and look at it.
Yeah,
What about moving from .loop into command? Just pull everything over there and then start uploading the Docusign?
so are you referring to like anything that you currently have in .loop?
Yeah, what's the easiest way for us to get it?
So,
We can start doing this.
so bringing .loops into command is kind of a different ballgame. The connection was established a while ago. So there is the option to do so. You can click this import from .loop button. You will have to connect your .loop account the exact same way you connect your command account to here. You can just click import. It will ask you to log in. You'll select the loops that you want to import in. As soon as you do that and you hit like submit, the ones that .loop fields have enough information will automatically flood in, and the ones that they don't won't.
So y'all talking about like wanting to import like closed loops, like just.
Yeah, just mine that are active.
Okay.
I'm not messing with it.
I would recommend that anything that is active right now that is like under contract current, finish out in whatever system you're using. Because that'll be easier for me, easier for you. So if you already have stuff going in .loop, finish it in .loop. Anything new, create in here. Because we will have both systems for the next 2-3 months. So anything that you already have, just finish out where it is. And then just make sure when everyone, sends closings for the week to Liz, because I know everyone sends every closing that they have for the week to Miss Liz.
Look at me.
No, I'm just waiting for you. But, when you do that, just make sure you connect, like you put on there which system that it's in, because I've been checking both systems for quite a while now, and it gets pretty time consuming.
And I've been putting in both systems, so.
Oh, as soon as, if I see it's in one, I just check the one, so.
Do you have like a specific page?
That's what
I would
wanna
prefer
have,
for
right?
everything to go into Command. So if you do have anything in dot loop, finish it in dot loop, but as soon as you get anything new, do it all through Command. To me, that would be the easiest.
And if you have them both, just finish them.
Yeah, and if you have them in both, just finish them in Command, exactly. Alrighty, well, I'm available. If anybody has any questions, call me, text me, set an appointment with me. Please don't just stop by.
Thanks, Morgan.
So if anyone needs me, just let me know. I promise it's not scary. It'll be really easy once we kind of get over the initial setup. So, yes. So that's pretty much it. Hope y'all have a good Monday. Bye.
Thank you.
I don't really know how to.
I think so that I can practice as I'm finalizing my stuff out. I'm gonna